You've often heard that a picture is worth 1,000 words. This morning's guest is worth an encyclopedia. Who is she? You'll meet her coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Italian Restaurant of the Year, Villa Romana, at 707 South Kings Highway in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on around town, and we're visiting with the Myrtle Beach Herald's photojournalist, Hilda Carter. Good morning,
Good
Hilda.
morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in early on a Wednesday morning. What about Villa Romana?
Isn't this wonderful? I'd love to have pasta for breakfast.
But of course, that is not on the Nutrisystem diet there,
Oh, that's
Hilda,
true. That's
which you
true.
have been sticking through. People probably don't even recognize you on air. For viewers who watched you when you were with us at Horry Georgetown Tech, pumping up the Miss South Carolina pageant and the success of the Miss Myrtle Beach pageant 2008. You looked entirely different. I hate to say it. I mean, you've absolutely changed. You're a new woman.
Yes, I have. I really have. And you see, that's what doing pageants do for you.
They really have that kind of impact.
Oh, yes, yes.
Nutrisystem has been life-changing.
Yes, it's been like a new life for me because I'm diabetic. But I didn't know how to eat. And Nutrisystem has taught me how to eat.
Has really helped.
And now I don't really need the food that they send. I know how to eat in portions.
Right.
And I haven't gained any. I'm still losing. Right. And I'm going to continue to lose.
Absolutely. You know? Leading up to the big day, less than a month from now.
That's right.
Wednesday, September 10th. Do you mind sharing with viewers the significance of that day, even though it is the day before my daughter's birthday, the day before Fran Montrose, the owner here.
And your grandmother also.
My grandmother, Catherine McDermott.
That was what we used to laugh about. Her birthday was the 11th and mine was the 10th.
The day before yours. So that is it. And it is a big one at that. If you don't mind sharing with viewers, Hilda, do you mind sharing?
No. They're giving me a big birthday party. I'm not sure where it is right now.
I can't let the secret out of the bag just yet.
But everybody's invited, and it'll be the 75th.
Wow, 3/4 of a century, Hilda. Can you imagine? And
no.
You're doing more now than you were
than I did when I was
half
younger.
Century. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, than at 50.
That's funny how things like that happen. But you know, there is a secret to that. If you sit home in a rocking chair and just sit and rock and, you know, look around and talk, you die from that.
You're going to atrophy.
You do. But if you get out and do things for other people, other than yourself, that means a longer life. And I've seen that with the people that live around me. I've seen it, you know. And but the thing about it with me is I had so much that I couldn't drop it all, you know. And a lot of people say, well, when are you going to retire? Well, I'll probably never retire. I said the way they'll probably find me is in some
charity
convention.
event,
Well, some charity
or a pageant.
at the convention center or wherever, and I'll be sitting in a chair with my camera in my lap and just go to sleep.
Wow, Hilda, I hate to even imagine that day, but I suspect you're right. It's not going to be at home.
Yeah, because I'll probably just be give out.
Right, that's exactly right. You've overcome so many obstacles when we think about diabetes virtually since birth. I mean, from an early age. When did you actually find out you were diabetic?
Well, they found out when I was born.
So at birth?
Yeah.
At
my
birth.
father was diabetic, and his mother, it was on the Merritt side of the family.
Right.
And so I never drank or things like that because I knew I couldn't because of the sugar. And but you know what I said when I was going off to college, I was a little bit upset because, you know, college kids, they run and play and drink and all that. And I thought, oh God, nobody will like me. I'll just be by myself.
Right.
And I was the most popular girl in school because I took all the drunks home.
You were the designated driver.
I was a designated driver.
Even at an early age.
Yeah.
That's tremendous.
And I think I learned then that it didn't make any difference.
Right.
You know,
I could still party hard and not have to touch alcohol.
You can party and not drink.
Right.
I mean, and it's a lot more fun because you remember it.
Absolutely. Great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
What actually spurred you to become a photojournalist, Hilda? We think about around town,
Yeah.
and for viewers who may need to get off to work now or get family out of the house, they can see it online at myrtlebeachherald.com. They can call the Herald if they're not a subscriber at 626-3131 to get a copy, or they can go to 140-some locations up and down the Strand, where they see boxes and, of course, see the Herald logo, logo right here on my jacket.
Yes, I got to get me one of those.
We need to get you one of these jackets. Exactly,
yes,
Hilda.
yes.
You look good in that. But if they haven't seen around town, there's a lot of places they can find it. It's heavily viewed on our website, myrtlebeachherald.com.
Yeah.
But what prompted you to become a photojournalist and ultimately relaunch around
there
town?
were actually two people that really helped me with that. David Brinkley.
David Brinkley.
Yes.
Wow.
Which he was from my hometown, and he worked for the Star newspaper in
The
Wilmington.
Wilmington.
And I was in high school, New Hanover High School, and I was an editor of the school paper. So David come out and talked to me and wanted to hire me to do a column on Saturday in the Star News.
You're kidding.
No, and it was to have all the school functions, you know, the dances, the ball games, the basketball, football, whatever. I went to everything.
Wow.
And, and I was very popular because that camera was what everybody wanted their pictures taken.
Yeah.
And he put the pictures in with the story. And that was the first time that had been done, you know.
What was the name of the column there in the Star?
It was called The Teenage Tattler.
The Teenage Tattler, Hilda. Your claim to fame came originally with The Teenage Tattler.
That's right.
That is amazing.
And it just, you know, I love doing the pictures. But really what got me into pictures was Jack Thompson. He really taught me about photography, and we were married.
You and Jack were married for a number of years.
Just, you know, we were in business together, and we just covered the whole beach, you know. And, of course, there was nobody to teach you about photography any better than Jack.
Jack Thompson, yes. The unofficial historian for the city of Myrtle Beach.
Exactly. So I was very lucky, you know. And then with Hannah Block, Hannah was one of the directors of the Miss America pageant with Lenore Salter, which was the original.
The founder.
Yeah, founder.
Right.
And I met Lenore through Hannah Block because I was her protege for 8 years.
Right.
And learned how to write shows and direct them and train the girls and everything. So I really looked out, you know, in that part by being able to write shows.
Sure.
And then with David Brinkley helping to get started, I mean, how better could it have been?
Hilda.
You know, I was a very lucky person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When we think about the amazing, seeing you in action, there's never somebody you can't get to in a crowd.
Right.
Seeing you with past presidents, with sitting presidents, with governors of states, seeing you in action with U.S. senators. I remember, obviously, many of our trips to Washington, D.C.
Oh, I know.
And to see you at the White House balls, to see you at the Kennedy Center, and to see you work through a crowd to get there with or without a press badge. I mean,
and you know, I was the first one to do a picture of Senator Edwards.
Right.
At one of the balls.
That's exactly right.
He sat at our table.
And was with Stephanie Richardson there.
Right.
Yes.
And I've been pretty lucky about the people I've been able to photograph and also be able to write about.
Right, sure.
Even presidents, you know, which I have enjoyed doing.
It's amazing.
Oh, it is amazing.
What do you think enables you to get through the crowd, Hilda? What is it that enables you to get to the front? Was that something you picked up from Jack, or was that from David Brinkley, do you think, or a family member?
I think it actually came from David.
Really?
Because he told me one time, we were, you know, used to talk all the time.
Sure.
Because I really relied on him. And he told me, he said, don't ever be afraid to get up and take a picture or write a story about somebody. He said, because that will put you ahead.
Right.
That's how you build your, you know, your career.
Yeah.
And just by him and Hannah Block. Even Lenore Slaughter taught me a lot about pageants. And I think with having the pageants with the newspaper and with the television, which I did all three.
Right.
At one time I was doing all three. So it was quite something to be able to do that. And now in my older days, I've got things to look back on, people that I learned from that I can even keep going. Sure. At 75 years old.
Wow. You know? Soon to be 75. Not yet there, Hilda.
Not quite, but it is.
That's 3/4 of a century. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that is amazing. Are you looking forward to your 100th? You're still going to be out putting on pageants.
Be doing pageants.
Absolutely. And, of course, we want to highlight the success of the both Miss Myrtle Beach pageant 2008, the upcoming 2009. As you know, we recently picked up the Miss Myrtle Beach and Miss Myrtle Beach Teen franchise. Very excited about the Miss South Carolina organization wrapping around the franchise opportunity. You're the local executive director for both of those pageants and are planning a tremendous 2009. But for viewers who aren't familiar with the success of the pageant, just give them a quick plot summary on what happened at the Carolina Opry February 17th.
Well, as you know, we were lucky to have the Carolina Opry to have our first pageant.
Right.
And, of course, I've had meetings with them, and we're working towards pageant for next year, which we haven't set where we're going to have it. So many of the other people are calling me now, wanting us to have the pageant there. So we've made no decision on it yet. And but we will soon, because we've got so many girls that are trying to sign up. One good thing is that we're having a large scholarship next year, the largest that we've ever had in South Carolina for a local. And that's going to be $10,000.
Oh, come on, Hilda. $10,000.
And can you imagine what that would do for that girl going to college?
Tremendous
impact.
It's
unreal, you know. And, of course, we will have others for the runner-ups and then for the Miss Teen, but it won't be anything like the Miss
that'll
Myrtle
be a
Beach.
very
But we lucked out with Miss Myrtle Beach this year because we were voted on by the Miss South Carolina pageant as the top local pageant in South Carolina.
Wow, wow.
And
first year out of the gate.
And our girls did absolutely fantastic up at the state pageant. And Miss Myrtle Beach, she won about 5 scholarships. She was in the top 10. Her picture is on the program book on the back. A picture of her in the water with an evening gown, and it
here
is
in Myrtle
gorgeous.
Beach. Thanks to her tremendous fundraising efforts for the event. I should have even thought to bring it.
I should have thought to bring it.
But Brooke Eves.
She won the Pearl Award this year. That's why her picture was there. She traveled for a week with Miss America. Got to know her real well. And she sold 52 or 53 pages in the book.
Incredible.
Isn't that incredible?
She really made it happen.
So we were really proud of Brooke. And we were proud of all of the girls.
All of them. Both the Miss Myrtle Beach and Miss Myrtle Beach Teen, the Miss Paradise Resort and Miss Paradise Resort Teen, the tremendous crowd from the area. And, of course, those women having been from this area, which was great in and of itself, that all 4 of those folks were actually coming out of the area, albeit the pageant is open to anyone. Is that right? Statewide. Anyone who meets the credentials, the criteria.
That we have. Now, we've got so many girls that'll be signing up until we'll have to, we'll have to see about the talent. Talent is the most important. That's why the Miss Alabama pageant is so important. It's 2 weeks, and they pick especially on talent.